Hi everyone, welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. Tonight we are going to do a yang yin kind of flow. So we'll be kind of doing a bit of a more of a flow through half of the class, and through the next half of the class we'll just kind of slow it down and do some more restorative poses, so holding poses for longer. So yeah, grab blocks if you have them, and a strap if you have them. If you don't have those things, you can, instead of a strap, you can use like a scarf or a sock. And if you don't have any blocks, then you can use a pillow or a bolster as well. Then other than that, that's all you need. Just your mat and maybe a water bottle. So let's get started in child's pose. Come onto your mat. So bring the knees wide and the big toes are touching. Stretch your arms forward and bring your forehead down to the mat. So begin taking long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Try to settle the shoulders down, settle the armpits down, relaxing the chest muscles. Hi. I was just making sure that I'm connected here and said it paused here for a sec. So hopefully we're back on, and I'm just going to continue as we were here in child's pose. So all this technology. So coming up onto the fingertips in child's pose, and sink the chest down. And relax. And then we're going to walk over to the left and stretch here at an angle. Bow the forehead to the knee. And then we'll go over to the right side and do the same, bowing towards the knee. Come back to center, and then we'll take a twist. So slide the right arm underneath the left and bring the right shoulder down to the floor. See if you can bring the side of your head down onto the floor as well. And just take another deep breath in and out here. So I'm going to release out of that twist and stretch your right arm forward. Take your left arm underneath there. All right, so come on out of that twist, and then we'll come up into tabletop position. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Round the spine, come into a cat arch, and then inhale, relax the belly down, lift your chest forward and pull your shoulders back. Exhale and inhale. So you can move at your own pace here if you like. You can speed it up or slow it down. Now we're going to move into a circular motion. Pick a direction to move to. Elbows a little bit bent and shoulders are moving around the knees. Move both directions. counterclockwise and clockwise. Like I'm moving the hips out to the side, so circling around in the hips, so you should feel that on the outer hips as you stretch in circle motion. Make sure you keep the lungs open, so you're not holding the breath, you're just kind of keeping that flow. Okay, and then we're gonna get into the shoulders and chest muscles here by bringing, you're gonna bend into the elbows and you're gonna sweep the chest across from the left to the right and then up. So you're just gonna go in one direction and you're gonna inhale as you come down and then exhale as you push up. So just try to find your own range of motion there. If you're not going down very far, that's fine as well. So this should feel like you're, especially when you're coming down, you're opening the chest, your elbows go wide. Okay, and then we'll switch that direction. So we'll go right, and then down, and then up to the left. Inhale down, exhale up. Okay, one more, and then back up to the top in tabletop position. All right, reach your right leg back behind you, and then swing your right leg out to the right here, and then lift your right arm up to the sky. So opening up that chest, opening up that hip. You should feel that on the outer right hip as well. And then bring your right hand down, rise up, reach up with both arms, take your right arm down to the right leg, that side bend, in gate pose. Breathing into the left side of the body. Take it all the way over now to the left, plant the left hand to the floor, and then reach your right leg up. If that's too much for you, you can bend the knee and that'll make it a lot easier here, but we want to build that strength on the outer hip. So working that muscle there. So as best as you can, try to keep that straight leg, pull the core muscles in. Okay, and then you can drop that leg down and then we'll just pick it back up again. Inhale, both arms up, and then exhale, sweep down forward and bring it back to tabletop pose. And then we'll switch sides. So the left leg is going to come back, swing it out to the left, and then open the left arm up to the ceiling, rotating the chest, rib cage, breathing into that side body here. Bring the hand down to the floor, rise up. Reach up with both arms, inhale, and then the left arm's going to go down to the leg. Side bending to the left, opening the right side body up. Try to keep your chest facing straight forward here. Don't rotate your upper body, just try to keep that stretch happening on the right side. Okay, now we're going to go over to the right side. Plant the hand to the floor and lift the left leg off the floor, holding that position. I'm just going to turn, holding that position here. Again, you can bend into your knee if you need to. I know it's hard, hold that leg up. Those outer hips not used to working. So hard. Okay, and then you can bring it back down. So you can bring it back down to that gate pose, sweep your arms up, inhale, and then exhale. Bring the hands forward, and then bring your left knee back in. So from here, tuck your toes under, and then start just pushing yourself back to the back of your mat so that you're in a squat position, and let your heels, as best as you can, drop down to the floor. We're gonna walk forward from here to plank, lower through chaturanga, to up dog, inhale, exhale, down dog, bend into the knees, walk your hands back to squat, come forward to plank. The lower down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Squat. This time lift your right arm up to the right, outside. So you're side bending a little bit, twisting open, twist open to the other side. That left arm's going to lift. And then bring it down, walk forward to plank pose. Lower through, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Hold there for a moment. Reach your heels down to the floor, looking back at your feet. Relax your neck muscles, relax your head. One more breath here. Okay, and then walking your hands back to your feet, bend into your knees again, back into squat position. From here, from squat position, you can use your hands to do this. You're going to drop your knees down to the floor, and your back toes are still tucked under here, so you're still stretching the soles of your feet. And then you can walk your hands back, open the chest, hands forward, and then push so that you're back, trying to pull those heels back to the floor for squat. Okay, do that again. Come forward, drop the knees down to the floor. Hands come back, look up, squeeze your shoulder blades back together, come forward, and then pull the hips back into squat. One more time, come forward, knees down, hands come back, open the chest, come forward, squat, walk forward to plank, lower through chaturanga. Up dog cobra, holding that up dog or cobra for 5, shoulders pulled down and back, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up into downward facing dog, walk it out. Look forward, step forward at the top, to the hands there, folding, dropping the head. Breathing into the back. Back to center, rise up all the way, reach up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands to your heart, clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, take the hands back behind you, clasping behind you. Pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach up. Exhale, clasp and press. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands come back, clasp and pull. Look up, exhale, down. Inhale, rise up. Floating forward from here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor and step your right foot back, drop your right knee down to the ground. Reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose and lower through chaturanga. Bring it into up dog or cobra and then come back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, left knee down to the floor. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, down to the floor. Step forward to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale, bring it down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Dog. Hi there, everyone. Just checking. This keeps cutting out at me, so I'm not sure how this class is gonna go, but I'll just keep flowing here. So we're right in the middle of some sun salutations. At the top of your mat, we're going to sweep up, inhale, bring the palms to touch and bring the thumbs to the back of your head. Lift your chest. Try to draw the elbows together. Okay, lift your arms up and then reach forward, hinging forward, knees a little bit bent and pull your hips way back. And then come all the way down. Bring your toes to touch and then drop into Utkatasana, reaching the arms forward. Now pull the hips way back. See if you can lift your toes off the ground. Keep reaching through the arms, and then bring your hands down to the floor. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, drop your right knee down. Reach the arms up to the sky, twist open to the left. Reach your right arm forward and the left arm back. Bring your left arm forward, reach up with both arms, and then open to the right. Bring your right arm forward and then reach both arms up to the sky, and then hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose, lower through. Lift into up dog. Exhale, back into down dog. Step your right foot forward, left knee down to the floor, arms reach up, twist to your right, reaching through the arms. Close it and then lift the arms up and then open to your left. Reaching through the arms. Close it. Reach up with both arms. Inhale, exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Step forward to the top of your mat. Bring your toes to touch and drop into chair. Reach your arms forward. Pull the hips way back. Keep holding. Two more breaths. All right, standing up all the way. Reaching up, inhale, exhale, hinge forward at the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, back into chair pose, reaching the arms up. This time, sweep your arms back, palms facing up towards the ceiling, and keep reaching up towards the ceiling with your palms. Now see if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you, and just focus on that while lifting your chest up. Pull the hips back. Drawing your thumbs together behind you as best as you can. Keep holding. And then let it go. Sweep forward, stand, inhale, and then exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Bring the left knee down to the floor and reach up through the arms. So let's open to the left side, reaching with both arms here. Tip back, so the left hand's the back of the leg. And you can look over the left shoulder or look up at the sky. Okay, so from here, we're going to windmill that right hand down to the inner part of that right foot. We're going to pick it up and right away turn the toes so that they're pointing to the left side of your mat. And then bend into the left knee here. So we're going into that half squat or Cossack squat, and we're going to lift the right toes so they're pointing up towards the ceiling. If you can only do this with your foot onto the floor and you can come up this high, that's fine as well. And just kind of prop yourself up on your leg. See how low you can go with this, and we'll stretch through the hamstrings here. And then we're going to go to the other side. So bending into the right knee, dropping the hips down, coming into that half squat. Left toes pointing up towards the ceiling and just holding there. Come back to center and then both legs straight, bow to the center. Back over to the top part of the mat with your right toes pointing forward. Step back into plank pose. Take that right leg over top of the left leg and go to wild thing. So push through, press down into your right foot. Pull the left shoulder underneath you. Spin around to plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra, and then take it back into down dog. Step your left foot forward. Bring your right knee to the floor and lift the arms. Open to the right. Reaching through those arms. Tip back, right hand to the back of the leg. Looking over the shoulder or looking up at the ceiling. Okay, bringing it down, windmilling, and this time pointing the toes to the right side of your mat. So picking it up, turning there, and you're in that wide-legged standing forward fold again. Okay, so bending into your right knee, and then coming down. This time I want you to try to keep the edge of your foot onto the floor. So you may not be able to go down so far. So the left outer edge of your foot stuck to the floor. So just use your hands to support yourself. This is quite a low squat. And you can use blocks if you need to. Try to keep that edge of the foot really stuck to the floor. Pulling the hips back. And then we'll go to the other side, so bending into the left knee now. And you're working on trying to stick the outer edge of the right foot down to the floor. And then come back to center. Fold in. Come up halfway. Now use blocks for this as well. Try to get a flat back and lift your right arm up, twisting to the rib cage. Head pulling forward, hips pulling back. Bring your right arm down. Left arm lifts up. Left hand can also come to your hip. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Spin around so that your left toes are pointing forward. Back into lunge, step back into plank pose, but take that left leg over top of the right leg, go to wild thing. Push down with the left leg and lift up, pulling the right shoulder underneath you to get that extension through the spine. Spin it all the way around, back to plank pose and lower through chaturanga. So take it into up dog or cobra and then take it to child's pose. Knees bent. Pull the hips back towards the heels. One more breath in and out. Use your next inhale to rise back up to tabletop, down dog, walk it out. Lift your right leg up into the air, bend into the knee, and bring the right knee to your right elbow. You're doing some scorpions, and then kick away, and then back up to the air and bend into the knee. Keep the knee bent all the way to plank pose, and then see if you can sweep and extend that leg out, and then bend it back at the top so you're in kind of a scorpion shape. One more time. Elbow, sweep and kick away, and then back up to the top. Then bring that right foot forward, step into warrior one, dropping that back heel down to the floor. Now reach forward right away in this warrior stance. With both arms alongside the ears here, looking down. And then take it up to warrior one. Open up to warrior two pose, and then reverse. Bring it back into warrior two pose, forward into warrior one, and then warrior three. So back into that leaning position, and then shift the weight and balance. Reaching your arms forward. Okay, and just coming up to standing, and we're just going to swing the left leg forward and lifting up, and just holding this position as best as you can, holding the left leg. If you can only bend the knee like I'm doing, that's fine as well. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're just gonna swing all the way to standing split. So we're going to kick back and then drop the hand down to the floor and drop the head, pulling in towards the right knee. Try to lift that left leg up nice and high and then step back into low lunge. Drop your back knee down to the floor and take the arms up. Bring the hands to your heart. Inhale and exhale, twist to your right side. Left elbow onto the right knee. So you can see this low twist, or you can lift that left knee off of the ground and go into the higher lunge. You can also open the arms up wide open and hold that position for more advanced. Try to keep that right leg squeezing back if your knee is straight. Close it in. Unwind. Take the hands down to the floor. Come back this time, rock star or wild thing. So you're going to take that right leg up and you're going to flip your dog over. So wild thing is that side plank with that right knee bent, or belly facing the ceiling, and then tuck your tailbone, push the pelvis up towards the ceiling, looking up at the ceiling, just like a one arm bow pose. Okay, try to slowly come back to where you were in plank pose. So float around, flip it, and then lower through chaturanga. Bring it into up dog or cobra, and then come back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Okay, scorpions on the left side now. I'm gonna face this direction. So left leg, knee bends, so one leg down dog, and then you're gonna bring the left knee to the left elbow, and then kick around, and then bend at the top. Elbow, sweep and kick, push with the hands, and then back. Again, and then sweep and kick. Up one more time, forward, and then back. Stepping to warrior one leg position here. So your back heel on the ground. And then just holding that hovering, leaning forward position, arms alongside your ears. Legs engaged, so really engaging through that right leg there. And then come up, push through the legs to warrior one. Dog to warrior two position. Breathe. Come back to reverse warrior. All right, warrior two is next, facing forward into warrior one again, and then leaning forward again. This time, get ready for balancing. Warrior three. To standing and then swinging the leg forward, that right leg forward. Holding it as high as you can and holding the leg as straight as you can in front of you. Helps to lean back a little bit. Breathe, Ujjayi breath. Get those core muscles engaged. And then swing back into standing split. Hands touch the floor. And lift, right leg lifts really nice and high as best as you can here. Go ahead, step back into your lunge. Drop your right knee down to the floor and lift the arms up to the sky. Take the hands to the heart Inhale and then exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow comes onto your left knee. So again, you can get higher in your lunge. You can stay here. If you're gonna stay here, just paying attention to how this feels. So you can kind of apply a little bit of pressure to make this pose a little more active by trying to line your thumbs up with the center of your chest. So if you're right here, you feel like you're doing it, but you're not really, because thumbs are up to my shoulders and I'm not really getting much of a twist. I'd rather you drop the knee and just work on, well, even just bringing your left hand behind you and work on pushing that right elbow down into your left leg to encourage the twist through the abdomen and through the rib cage part, then just kind of sinking in through the shoulders and doing not much at all. Anyways, we're here. You're inhaling, take one last inhale in, and then you're going to exhale, unwind. Okay, let's get into that rock star or wild thing. We're going to take it back, up into the air with that left leg, and flip your dog. So rock star is what I'm doing. You can do the wild thing. You can do side plank if you want to. Keep pressing the hips up, engage your glutes, so squeeze your glutes to keep that extension happening in your spine. And then we're going to release just nice and slow, as fast as you can, as graceful as possible. Coming back to plank and then going through. Chaturanga, up dog, and then you take your rest. So come to child's pose, the knees are wide, and then just sink and relax the back. Breathing into the back, breathing into the shoulders there. Two more breaths. All right, so we'll do one more little bit of a float and then we'll get into some holding poses a little bit longer. So come on up to tabletop pose. Let's go back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. All right, inhale, lift your right leg up into the air, bend into the right knee. And step forward and come into a lunge. This time, come up into a high lunge position. So both toes are pointing forward here, and you're just going to reach the arms up to the sky. So let's take eagle arms from here, arms out, and then the left arm goes over top of the right arm, holding that eagle arm position. And then we're going to go right to eagle pose from here. So shift the weight forward, lift the left knee up nice and high, and cross it over the right. Sink down. Keep holding your arms, uncross the legs, kick back into a variation of warrior 3. So left leg back. Then from here, opening the arms, airplane, half moon. The right hand will come down to the floor, and then the left arm is going to reach up. From here, we're going to step back so that you're in warrior 2. Come back into reverse warrior. Extended side angle. So halfway down like I'm doing, or hand down to the floor. Left arm around for half binding. Arm underneath for full binding. Holding that position, opening that shoulders. Shoulders up. You can use a strap to do this. And then releasing from here, hands on the inside part of the right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right. All right, so we'll try some Vinyasa pose here. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I am doing. I'm in the lizard lunge position, hands in line with my foot. I'm going to do chaturanga with that knee, leg balancing on my right tricep. So I'm going to lean to the left side and I squeeze my inner knee into my right elbow and then chaturanga, so bending both elbows here. You can straighten that leg out and you're looking to the right. Vinyasa. You can try just bending the knee, pushing back up to plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Walking it out. Come forward into plank, go through chaturanga, to up dog, take a deep breath in here, and then exhale your way back into down dog. Resetting, we do the other side here. We're going to do the left leg. Lift it back up into the air, and then step your left foot forward. High lunge. Reaching the arms up, both toes pointing forward or facing forward here. Arms open, right arm over the left arm, eagle arms. Remember, you can always hug your shoulders if your shoulders feel way too tight to do eagle arms. So come into eagle pose, shifting the weight forward, lift the right knee nice and high and then cross it over. Sinking down to eagle pose. Dropping the hips, keep the arms lifting, elbows lifting, and forearms pulling away from the face. A variation of warrior 3 position, unwind the leg, kick the right leg back. Opening the arms now. Spread the arms nice and wide and then go into half moon. The left arm is going to come down and the right arm is going to reach out. So you want to find your ground. So your left leg, your left arm, and then reach with your right arm. Reach with your right leg. So really extend and reach into the air. Stretch it out. Step backs in the warrior stance. To warrior 2 position, reverse, warrior, and then extended side angle. So halfway or all the way, binding. Okay, releasing the bind and then Vinyasa on this side. So hands on the inside part of the left foot. Walk the left foot out to the left edge of your mat. So a lot like kind of half crow as well, and I guess I'll face this way to show you in the angle version of the pose. So my hands are underneath my shoulders here. My right leg is really pushing back, so I get a lot of stabilization through my right leg as I'm doing this. I'm going to lean to the right, try to get my shoulder underneath that left knee as fast as I can, and then I'm sinking down. And then my elbow makes a nice little shelf for my left leg. My right leg's really energized, pulling back. Again, that's helping me stabilize in this position. And then I'm gonna push back up and then go to plank. From here, we'll take it to down dog, and then we'll flow forward and lower. Chaturanga to up dog or cobra, and then we'll take child's pose, stretch it back. on your next inhale, you're going to rise back up to the top. And then we're going to take camel position. So on the knees and shins here, reaching up through the arms. Now if you just want to take a little bit of a back bend, just take your hands back behind you and place your hands on your low back. Okay, and then just leaning back into it, take a gentle back bend. If you'd like to go further, then you're dropping down. You can hold onto the hamstrings, so you're pressing your hips forward, tuck your toes under, you can reach your heels, continue pressing your hips forward, continue pulling the shoulder blades together behind you, and that's gonna help support your position as well. But your glutes are activated, and so they are also pushing forward to press your hips into extension. You can look up, you can drop your chin in towards your chest. Okay, lifting up, so make sure you're breathing, come out of that position, and then bring the forearms to the ground. Move around in a circle motion. Breathing, deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Okay, so we'll get into holding some poses and getting into some hip flexor territory. So I'm going to show you this one using the wall. You can use a strap if you'd like. So I'll just kind of quickly show you how I use the wall. I'm going to bring my mat right up to the wall, or you can also put a blanket on right up to the baseboard on your wall as well. Make sure it's some kind of cushion for your knee. So what I'm doing is I'm bending my knee, just going to show you here, and I'm going to place the top of my foot on to the wall. So, but I'm not going to be held over like that. I'm going to stay right in line. So as best as you can, you're going to line that up. So the knee is bent, my femur here is just pointing straight down here. Now the tricky part is going to be bringing the other leg forward into a lunge position. So use your floor, shift to your side, I'm shifting to my right, and then I'm taking my left leg forward. So you can use blocks to help you, to assist you with this one. Perhaps you can even lift up, because you will feel that in your hip flexor quite a bit. But if you feel comfortable, just propping yourself up on your left knee, that's great. Use an ottoman or a chair in front of you to help you get a straighter position. Because the straighter you lift up, the more you will start to feel that in that right side. So you're targeting right hip flexors here and quadricep muscles running down the leg. So we're just going to holding this position here, and again, if you don't have a wall, you can use a strap behind you. A little bit difficult because yeah, you'll be kind of using a lot of force. So I can show you a modification if you absolutely do not have a wall. If you're at the wall, just stay where you are. I'm just going to show a different variation. So you're in that lunge position, but you are using the strap kind of over your shoulder and holding like so, but it's just kind of adding a different type of tension here. So allowing the top of the foot to kind of rest at the wall is going to be a little bit more relaxing for you than to worry about holding onto a strap. If you feel any pain or pain right in your kneecap, then you can definitely just put a cushion, so you can be right on a pillow even, just to support that. If there's if it's super painful, then then maybe this pose is not for you, but there may be some discomfort if you're right on the knee. I'm not right on my kneecap, I'm on the top of my knee, so that's one thing to watch out for as well. So we're just gonna hold a little bit longer. It does get intense the longer we hold the position. And just remember to breathe with it. Try to keep that straight posture. Notice what's going on in the mind as we're doing this. Okay, we're going to release from here. So come on down. You can drop the hands down to the floor and then release the top of the foot from the wall. Okay, and then from there, just before we do the other side, we're just going to move around and do the counterclockwise, clockwise rotation. So think about getting the hips rotating around, breathing there, back and forth, side to side. All right, and then going to the other side. So the left foot will be on the wall. So just set yourself up so that the knee is on your mat or cushion behind you. I'll just show you there. And then the foot is just, top of the foot is just on the wall. So shifting so that the right leg is forward now. And then again, maybe you're just down here and maybe this is all you can tolerate with hands to the floor. And just try to breathe through that intensity, whatever you have. Maybe you're up here. So again, just finding that tall posture, breathing into it, maybe noticing the difference in sides of the body as well. Maybe this side feels a little less flexible or more flexible than the other side. Everyone's going to feel that differently. Taking some belly breaths and just really trying to allow your body to relax into the position. And hold yourself up with any number of things. A chair in front of you is fine too if you have it and you just want to feel like you need to lean forward, but you don't want to go all the way down to the floor. Having, say, a chair right here in this position and leaning that way, that is completely fine as well. If you want that more intensity, then you're really trying to kind of lean back towards the wall and open this side of the body up even more. Okay, we're going to take it out of this position. So come on down, and then you're just going to move the back foot off the wall first, and then shift around so that you're in the tabletop position, and then move around. Again, in those circles, hip circles. All right, so next, moving to, I'm just gonna move my mat more forward, moving into a thunderbolt position, and you can do this, you can sit back on a block, you can have a couple blocks behind you, and just show you with a couple blocks, stacked in line. Maybe you need something higher, maybe you need a bolster, but you're lying back like so, holding that position, and then the arms are going to be extended out alongside your ears or out to a T position. So the blocks are basically running along the length of my spine. The back of my head is supported on a block, but you don't have to have the back of your head supported. Say if your head is over top, then that can open up the throat area as well, having your head tilted back. But it depends on how that feels on the neck. Now, if this feels like it's way too much, maybe you prop yourself up a lot more. So maybe you're leaning back like this amount, maybe on the couch, maybe you're on the edge of the couch and you're holding your arms out, and maybe that's enough of a back bend for you. And if your knees do not bend back this way, if the flex flexion is way too intense for you, then you will be like this. So just straight legs in front of you and leaning back and just kind of opening that chest up. Okay, that's something you can try as well. It's not going to target the quadricep muscles as much, but it's definitely something that can be achievable for you. So we're going to just keep holding that position. Okay, about another 30 seconds, and I want you to now just change the arm position. So if your arms were out to a T the whole time, then I want you to lift them up higher so they're closer to your ears, or even reaching alongside your ears, reaching up towards the top of your mat. And if they're at the top of your mat, then I want you to open them up to a T. So just try something different with the arm angle. Keep breathing. So we're going to slowly come out of that position, so you can put your hands back behind you to press you up from that position. Remove the blocks from behind you. Come forward and just spin the legs so that they are coming around. So we'll go to a seated twist position. Straighten your right leg in front of you, and then cross your your left ankle over on the outside of your right knee. So hug that knee in nice and tight, and then start to rotate to the left. Keep hugging, and if you feel like you can get more twist, more rotation, then you can take the elbow on the outside of the left knee and continue twisting from there. So lifting up nice and tall, maybe looking over your shoulder. My left arm is back behind me, supporting myself so that I'm not leaning back, I'm not rounding my spine. I'm trying to be as straight up and down as possible. To just take a little counter twist over to the other side. So looking over your right shoulder, my right hand's back behind me. I'm just kind of opening the chest this way. Want to take it a little bit further, then we're going to lean down. So we're going to just bend forward into that position. So my hands are kind of in a push-up position, and I'm drawing my chest towards the floor. So my shoulders right now, they're squaring towards the top of the mat, but my legs are perpendicular there. So deep twist through those shoulders. You'll feel that into the abdomen as well, across the obliques. Of course, the lower you can get down low onto the forearms. If you feel like you can go lower, but maybe you're just right here. Maybe you haven't even gone very far at all, but just trying something to, again, get a little more twist. And you're kind of stretching the fascia across your back as well by this twist. And then we're going to release out of that, and then we're just going to switch sides. So straighten your left leg forward, bring your right knee in, give a little hug there, and then cross it over. Now we're going to start by twisting to the right side. So hug the knee nice and close in towards your chest with your left arm there, my right hand back behind me for support, and look over the shoulder. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. All right, and then releasing and going to the other side. Doing that counter twist. So I'm just staying upright here for the first little bit here, while your body kind of gets used to the twist, and then we can get down lower here in just a little bit. All right, so when you're ready here, you can kind of move forward, keeping your legs just where they are, and then just adjusting your hands here. So again, my hands are kind of in a push-up position, and I'm trying to square my shoulders towards the top edge of my mat. I'm trying to be kind of perpendicular for my legs, and I'm feeling the twist across my right side of the body. So that's where you'll feel that, especially as you get down lower. Okay, take one more deep breath in and out here. And then you can press yourself back up and come out of that position. Okay, going into butterfly Baddha Konasana position. So the feet are going to be together. You can definitely prop yourself up on blocks to do this if you find that sitting cross-legged or sitting in double pigeon or in this position makes your back just kind of feel achy and rounded, then you need to pull yourself up. So I'm just using my hands back behind me to kind of press or keep my spine straight in this position, allowing the hips to relax and just kind of slowly enter into that position. I'm just going to hold that there. Again, that's going to help you keep your position. Another deep breath in and out. And then we're going to take the hands in front. So holding on to under edges of your feet here and trying to keep that same memory of lifting up tall in the posture and the spine there, and using your hands and your arms to guide yourself forward here. So you're kind of pulling yourself forward, but you're not drawing your head down to your feet. You're just thinking about pulling your chest or your collarbones forward to the top edge of your mat, while trying to think about knees relaxing down and just really trying to breathe into it. So it's fine if your knees are up really high here, and you're just not trying to push yourself into it. You're just trying to relax your body into the position. So just mostly thinking about breath and holding the pose is all you need to do. have a strap near you handy. We're going to get down onto the spine. We're just going to pull it down onto the back. So we're going to go into bridge position, but we're going to use the strap to do that. So if you just have a scarf, that's fine. If you don't have a strap, then I'll show you how you can just use your mat. So I'm going to place the strap at my ankles here, at the top of my ankles. Feet are going to be onto the floor, and then my knees are not right tight together here. They're a couple inches open, but my big toes are touching. Head's on the floor, and I'm going to extend the hips. Okay, and now I'm pulling so that I can get a little more leverage to lift my hips up higher. Okay, and so I'm pulling back on the strap, and I'm pushing forward into the knees, pushing down into the feet, pulling my shoulder blades to the ground, and pulling my arms down into the floor. So my triceps and my hands down into the floor. So lots of things happening. I'm engaging the glutes. Okay, if you don't have a strap, then grab onto the mat, the edges of your mat, and do the same thing. So just grip onto the mat and keep that energy. Push down into your feet, forward into your knees, and down to your arms. Your arms are pulling down into the floor. See if you can lift your chin away from your chest. Create some space in your throat. Take another deep breath in and out here. And then you can relax. The hips down to the floor here. We're going to hold on to that strap, and then we will get into some legs here, hamstrings. So if you have a loop, that's fine, or you can just fold your strap in half. We're going to take that strap at the midsole of the foot, and your left knee can be bent. This is my right leg. Left knee can be bent, and right leg straight up to the ceiling. So if you can, try and straighten that left leg out, but if your low back has a big curve into it while you're doing this position, then just keep that left knee bent and keep breathing. So you should feel this in the hamstrings here. You're just you're pulling that strap and you're pulling the leg in towards your chest, so towards yourself, and you are forcing the foot to kind of move into a flex position. So you're pushing through the heel at the same time. And again, we're just going to continue here, holding and breathing. By the way, the right knee is not totally locked out. So you're wanting hyperextension. There's a tiny little bend into that right knee. So you can just focus on those hamstrings. Okay, now we're going to focus on the inner lines of the legs and outer hips. We're going to go out to the right. So you're going to hold onto the strap with just your right hand and go out to the side. Now, what's important is that you don't roll like I'm doing right now. See my hip rolling off the floor. You want to keep contact with the floor. So bring your left hand onto the left hip and try to push it down here as your right leg goes out to the right, because it will want to roll. So as best as you can, you're going out to the right and you're pulling up with the leg as well. You're pulling the leg in towards you yourself. So what also helps too, the left leg is engaged. So my left quad muscles are engaged, and that's going to create more of an anchor to support your position, to help you from not rolling over to the side as well. That leg does get heavy. All right, so we're going to take a twist from here. Bring the right leg back up to the air, and then we're going to guide it over to the left side. So maybe it just goes right to the floor, and maybe just hold it there. That's fine too. Maybe you just need to bend into the knee, and maybe you just forego the strap and just wing out your arms and just relax in that position. If you do want more of that active position, you're holding onto the strap and you're still pushing into the strap. So that is kind of making your pose a little more active, your stretch a little more active, so that you'll feel that in through the IT band and through your hip flexors as well, glute muscles. Your right leg, your right shoulder and your right arm are stretching as well. So reach that right arm out, looking to the left or looking to the right to kind of open the neck, and stretching other parts of the body, kind of multitasking while you are here, breathing into that stretch. Slowly releasing from here. So you can bend into your knee to come out of that position. Release out of the strap and just give yourself a hug. Just a regular old hug. Knees are bent in and head is pulling into the knees, and just breathe into your spine. Second side. Okay, that right leg is going to go away, and you're working on the left leg now. So strap the midsole of your foot here, pushing up through the heel. You can straighten your right leg out or keep the right knee bent, and we'll just work on just trying to keep the right that left leg straight, as straight as can be. Even if you are here and that's all you can do, but your leg is straight, that's fine too. I'd rather you be down here and just having that straight leg than just to kind of bend into your knee and try and lift that leg closer to your face. So wherever you can keep a straight leg, so whatever angle that may be, try and do that, because that's why we have the strap, and that's what it's useful for. You're also pushing your foot into the strap too, and creating a little bit more of an active stretch. Make sure that low back is pulling down into the floor. Make sure you're breathing right down into those hips, into the belly. Out to the side now. Let's go left. So just holding onto the strap with the left hand and out to the side. Right hand is going to anchor that right hip down to the ground. And keeping the right leg active, keeping the quadricep muscle kind of turned on there will help with the anchor. crossing with a twist. So the left leg's gonna go to the right side and over. So maybe touching the floor, maybe again you can let go of the strap at this point if you've had enough, or if it just feels like it's way too much of a twist for you, then you can let it go. Left arm reaching out to the left. You can play around with the angle of the arm. I always encourage that, just to get your arm and your shoulder kind of moving in different degrees of rotation and movement. Help bring that blood flow, help with mobility. Free up those shoulders. Breathing into it, of course. Just make sure that you are steadily breathing in and breathing out. You're not holding the breath. If this feels really uncomfortable for you and you do feel like you're holding your breath, then you need to back out of the position into something a little more modified, and then check in again from there. So it's just taking you're coming out in that position and letting go of the strap. Give yourself another hug. You can bring that strap away from you, won't need it anymore. So let's hug it in, breathe into the spine here. And then let the feet drop down to the ground. So let's do some windshield wipers here just before we get into Shavasana. We're going to bend the knees and legs rock from left to right. And like I said before, you're just kind of checking in with range of motion as well. So how close can your outer knee pull down to the floor, and how close can your inner knee pull down to the floor in each direction. So you can apply a little bit of activity into that. So we're just going to make that pose a little more active by kind of being more mindful of it. You're just kind of applying a little bit of pressure to help increase that motion and the mobility across in the waist here. Stretching fascia on the connective tissue, around the hip flexors. Always a good thing. Even more mobile. So, and of course, if you just want to just go left and right very lazily, that's fine too. I like to do that as well. So do definitely get really lazy here. So heavy through the arms, heavy through the head. Think about relaxing your feet, soles of the feet. Think about relaxing your toes. Maybe at this point you're closing your eyes or having your eyes relaxed. Alright, take another deep breath in and deep breath out. And then we'll slow it all the way down and move into Shavasana. So you can straighten one leg at a time. If you want to bolster yourself up in your back, if you want to lay on your couch for this position, that's fine too. Just get as comfortable as you can and as less distracted as possible for the next few moments. So check in with the temperature as well. If you feel like you're anticipating that you're going to be cold, then definitely cover up so that you're not distracted by that. Start by taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs, expanding the belly, and long, smooth, deep breath out through the mouth. Emptying the lungs, emptying the belly, focusing on the breath here, on stillness through the body, relaying that message to every part of the body that now is the time to be still. Now is the time to be quiet. Now is the time to rest. And just allow it to happen. Allow the body to be heavy and yet supported. Supported by your mat, supported by the earth. Feel your heels sink in. Feel the calf muscles relax. Feel the knees and backs of the knees completely relax. Hamstrings, glute muscles, and hips. Imagine breathing into them, expanding, and on your exhaling, you're letting go and resting. Breathing into your spine from the low back, your mid, and your upper back. Feel your shoulder blades come together behind you and pull down to the mat. Softening through the tops of the shoulders, allowing your arms to completely relax onto the floor and onto the earth, along with the backs of the hands. Allow your neck muscles to soften, to let the head just be heavy and supported by your mat. Relax all across the hairline to the forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, all the muscles around the eyes and temples, your cheeks, your jaw muscles, and the tongue in the mouth. Completely relaxed and still. Attention to that breath once again. Noticing the breath come in through the nostrils, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and leaving. Just keep following your own breath cycle, your own rhythm. Noticing the sound to your breath, noticing your pace, slowing everything down. Attention back to your breath. Almost let the body to be completely still while allowing the breath to create the movement in your body. So the feeling of stretching the diaphragm, the lungs, feeling the rib cage open, expand from the front to the left, to the right, and back body. And imagine sort of a wave running through the body here as you begin to reawaken. Begin to recharge and breathe yourself back into adding bits of motion on now as you increase your energy and finding more space to reach out into. So stretching overhead, bending the knees, rocking the knees from side to side for morning stretch, do windshield wipers, whatever is going to feel the best in your body right now and most intuitive. And then you're just rocking or rolling over to the right side when you are ready from there. Coming up to seated from there when you are also ready, and just continue maybe on your meditation journey or whatever you have planned for the rest of your night or day, depending on when you're watching this. Namaste, everybody. Thanks for joining me this Monday. So, join me on Wednesday for HIIT Core Yoga if you like that sort of thing. And check out other videos, archive videos on my Facebook page or on Melissa Shippey Live Elements YouTube channel. There's many to choose from. And leave comments if you want to, and like this video if you liked it, and share it, and all those things. Yeah, if you have any suggestions or ideas of what you'd like to see in a class, I'd like to hear stuff like that as well. I like feedback. So otherwise, see you next week for Monday's Vinyasa flow class, and have a great week, everybody. Cheers.